If you're a kid,
I'm a kid.
and you love sports,
I love sports.
then don't move because it's time for kids sports.
I love kid sports.
Hi, and welcome to Kids Sports.
And if you want to know everything there is about sports, this is where you want to be.
Like how to buy the right stuff.
For some of the weird science behind your favorite sports.
We're even going to check out a few games that you've never even heard of.
We'll meet real sports stars.
And don't forget Pep Talk with Coach Pep. Wow, and to start things off, do you think you're good at what you do? Well, there's always room for improvement, right?
Right, watch this. Hey Mom, the mail's here. Oh, cool, this is from the Flyers. Mom! Mom, I won first prize in the Kids Sports Fantasy Lesson Contest. I can't wait to get on the ice. I wish I could get off the ice. Oh. Wow, Ron Hextall.
Hey, you must be Thomas.
It's me,
You won the contest, huh?
superstar goalie for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Thanks, buddy. Can I give you some tips?
Well, the first thing I need to really know is how to stand up.
You know what? I've had a few spills of my own in my day, so don't worry about it. The first thing we're going to do is very basic. The stance, I'll put my mask on here. You never know where pucks come flying from. The stance is almost like you're sitting in a chair. You got your stick out in front of you. You got your pads close together. You got your hands up, out to your side, all right? And then your butt is just like it's almost sitting in a chair. You're sitting in a rocking chair, and you want to keep down, and you just hold your position right like that. So now that you got your position, Thomas, this right here is called the crease. You see this blue thing? It's hard with this snow here. All this blue area is the crease, and this is the place where the goalie is protected. When we're in here, nobody can touch us, nobody can pull our skates and knock our stick out of our hand and things like that. This is basically our area to work. So this is a place where we can move freely from side to side, in and out, and not get hit by other players. You got your positioning. One other thing in goaltending is lateral movement. It's very important. Basically, it's moving post to post. If the guy's coming here and he goes all the way around the net, all the way over to the other post, all it is one push off of this foot. I got to move all the way from this post all the way to that post in one stride. If I goof up, you know where the puck's going to be?
In the goal.
Right in here, buddy. So all it is, I keep my skates facing the other end. I don't turn my skates. I keep my skates facing the other end. I push off, and I go from one post to the other post. Now that I've told you everything, I think you're just about ready to give it a try yourself.
Okay.
All right? There's my stick. There you go. I think you catch with your left hand, so you're doing good. All right, you want your stick out in front of you a little bit more. Right between your feet. You want this hand out. You want a little bit of bend in your knees, which it looks like you got. Your feet are shoulder width apart. You're looking good. How about if we put you over in this post? We'll try and move from side to side like I taught you, with your feet facing me. One more push and you'll be all the way over. Great job. I think you're almost ready to be a goalie. I'd like to introduce you to a friend of mine, Dinah Zubris. He's going to come in and take a few shots on you.
Okay.
All right?
Would you like to win a hockey stick signed by Ron Hextall? Just send your name and address to the address on the screen.
You know sports isn't all fun and games.
Come on, that didn't make sense.
Oh, sure it does. Science is a big part in any sport.
Science is in school, homework, tests. Hey, I'm out of here.
Hey, come back! Well, at least sense to stick around. Believe me, you won't be sorry. Watch.
Hey, Josh. You think you know how ice skating works?
Sure, Mr. C. Ice is wet and slippery, and the smooth metal blade on the skate slides over it really fast.
Well, suppose I told you that ice isn't really slippery at all.
You're trying to trick me again, Mr. Z. Everybody knows ice is wet and slippery.
Well, then everybody's wrong. You see, ice is a solid, and while some solids can be really smooth, they're not slippery. The reason why people think ice is slippery is that it's usually melting, which means it's turning into a liquid. And it's that liquid that's slippery, not the ice itself. Here, I'll prove it to you. I gotta be real careful with this stuff because it's about 140 degrees colder than regular ice. That's cold enough to freeze my skin off. But this is a very special kind of ice that doesn't melt. So it's called dry ice. And as you can see, it doesn't slide like regular ice does. That's because it doesn't melt. It's not slippery.
Is that the same kind of ice they use in ice cream trucks to keep the ice cream cold?
Right, Josh. One reason they use it is that it's so cold. But another advantage to using dry ice is the fact that it doesn't make any mess because it doesn't melt.
If it doesn't melt, then what happens to it?
It just turns into a gas and mixes in with the air all around us.
Is that the same kind of gas I get when I get indigestion?
No, Josh, I don't think they'd be selling too much ice cream if it was. You see, there are lots of different gases in the air. There's oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, CO2. In fact, dry ice is really carbon dioxide gas that's been turned into a solid. And instead of melting, it just turns right back into CO2 gas. Scientists call that sublimation, going right from a solid to a gas with no liquid in between. You see, regular ice can be just as dry as that dry ice stuff if it's cold enough. Like when your finger sticks to an ice cube that's really cold. Now, getting back to ice skating. Ice skating works because the skate makes the ice melt a little as it passes over it.
How does it do that?
Well, Josh, as usual, there's a lot of really good science going on there. First of all, there's friction, like when you rub things together. Hey, what happens when you rub your hands together really hard?
Hey, they get warm. I've got it. The metal blade rubs over the ice and heats it up, and it melts.
You do have it, Josh. That's exactly right, but that's not all that happens. Did you ever squeeze a snowball with all your might?
Yeah, it melts when you do that.
You've got it. It's the pressure from squeezing that makes it do that. And with an ice skate, the blade, which is narrow, puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the ice below it, which makes it melt and get slippery. But as soon as the blade passes by, the pressure's not there anymore, and the ice freezes back up again. In fact, it's really important just how cold to keep the ice. If it's too cold, it won't melt enough to be slippery, and you wouldn't even be able to skate on it. But if it's not cold enough, it won't freeze back up again, and you'd wind up with a pool of water. You'd have to go swimming instead of skating.
Boy, it's like there's science all over the place.
Believe me, Josh, as long as you stay curious, you'll discover science wherever you look to help you figure out how the world works.
Science in sports? Now that's cool.
Kids Sports will be right back.
Hi, my name is Brian, and I am 9 years old.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I'm 14 years old and I play ice hockey. I've been figure skating since I was 9, but I started hockey about 3 years ago.
I became interested in ice hockey because I watch my dad play, and I like to watch NHL games on TV.
Now I'm playing on 2 different teams, a girls team and a co-ed team.
Last year, I was in a clinic where I learned how to skate, shoot, skate backwards, and handle the stick.
Hockey is a very physical sport, so all players must have the proper equipment. Unlike guys hockey, girls hockey has no body checking, but it's still a contact sport.
This is my first year of playing on a team. There are many players on my ice hockey team. We play in shifts, and sometimes it is hard to wait for my turn to be on the ice.
Being a girl in a mostly male sport is really a challenge, but the guys respect me because they know I can keep up with them.
When I am playing defense for my team, my job is to send the puck out of our area into the other team's zone so that my teammates can score a goal.
Hockey is a very different sport than others. It is played on the ice, so the game moves very fast. In hockey, you have to be alert and keep your head up at all times to know where the puck, your teammates, and the opposing players are.
I like playing ice hockey because it is fun, physical, and action-packed.
Girls hockey has grown a lot in the past few years, and I hope that it continues to expand.
Ice hockey is one of my favorite sports.
Now here's a message from the National Council of Youth Sports.
Hi, I'm Terry Murray, coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm not a player anymore, although I was for 12 years, and I'm kind of glad that I'm not anymore because it's a little less wear and tear on the body. But what makes it very interesting is that I get to see both sides of the player-coach relationship.
I don't know what the deal is with my coach. Every time I make even a little mistake, he really yells at me.
Well, coaches are human too, but if they're constantly on you, there is a problem, and I think you should take it home and address it with your parents. Maybe talk to some of your teammates and see if they're having the same kinds of problems. Things like this do need to get straightened out.
I don't think my coach is fair. I know I'm not the best player on the team, but I hardly ever get a chance to play in a game.
At the professional level of coaching, the responsibility of the coach is to win games. But at your level, it's very important that you go out and have fun. And the only way that you can improve is to go out and have that kind of fun and enjoy yourself. But if your coach is not letting you play, I think you should sit down and talk to your coach and show him in practice that you're going to give all the effort that you possibly can so that he'll let you out on the playing field and enjoy yourself.
I don't like some of the things that my coach is telling me to do. What should I do if I don't think it's fair?
It's very rare, but sometimes coaches do ask their athletes to do things that are not right. But if you feel real uncomfortable about doing something that the coach is asking you, I think it's right that you should talk to your parents, talk to one of your teammates, or the parents of one of your teammates, and try to get this thing worked out with your coach.
Thanks, Coach Murray.
Sure thing, kids. And remember, practice hard, play fair, and above all else, go out and have a good time.
Thomas, what did your mom pack you for lunch today?
I'm sure lots of healthy stuff. Let me see. Vitamin B, fiber. Wow, carbohydrates.
Gee, Thomas, didn't she pack any food?
And now here's lunchbox tip. You guys must get pretty hungry after skating out there on the ice.
Yeah, skating works up an appetite.
Can you eat anything you want?
No, not really. You gotta watch what you eat and try to eat as healthy as you can.
How do you know what to eat?
Well, we listen to our team dietitian, Jeannie. She's the same one that gives you all the great tips on kids' sport, those nutritional tips. Here she comes now. Why don't you ask her what we eat?
Hi, Thomas.
What do hockey players eat?
Well, Thomas, the most important thing for hockey players of any age is to remember is to drink before, during, and after they skate in order to rehydrate their body. Our players come off the ice and grab a Gatorade or a water right away to rehydrate their body. You want to avoid soda and sugary juices and choose a Gatorade or a water instead. We give our players Gatorade right after they come off the ice. Our players eat plenty of complex carbohydrates like pasta, cereal, bagels, and plenty of fruits and vegetables right after they come off the ice. Now, we provide it for our players, but it's important for the young guys out there to pack your gym bags with bread, cereals, pastas, or a bag of cereal to avoid getting the junk food from the concession stand.
Can hockey players eat junk food?
Every once in a while. Now, you have to understand that nutrition is just like hockey. You have to get the basics down first, then go for the fancy plays. So if you fill up on fruits, vegetables, bagels, and cereal, then you can go to the concession stand and get a little junk food.
That's right. Fuel up on the high-energy foods like breads, fruits, and vegetables, and then go for the snacks.
That should be easy enough.
Why is a hockey stick curved?
Well, the sticks are curved now in the 90s. They never were years ago, but they are there to, it's there to shoot the puck harder. Players feel that with that extra little curve that their wrist shot, their slap shot is going to make the difference in being able to score the goal.
What is a Zamboni and what does it do?
The Zamboni is a machine that's used to resurface the ice. When you get players skating, they cut ruts into the ice, and this machine comes on and it has like a big razor blade on the bottom of it, and it shaves the ice off and at the same time puts water down so that there's nice smooth surface for the next group of kids to go out and play.
You know you hear your parents and teachers talking all the time about getting kids off the street. Well, way back when, the street wasn't a bad place to play.
The street was the place to play. Check it out.
In my day, we used to drink soda out of bottles, and we saved the metal caps and played a game with them called Skullsies, or Scully. You never heard of Skullsies? Well, then put down your 54-bit ultrasonic super-duper CD-ROM video game system, grab yourself a bottle cap, and get ready for some real fun. Now, you're gonna need more than a bottle cap to play this game. You're gonna need a few friends, some chalk, a street. Hey! Anybody around here see the street? Oh, this must be my lucky day. Yeah. Now, you start the game by drawing a game board in the street with some squares with some numbers in them, like this. Now, from the starting point, each person takes a turn trying to get it in the box number 1. Now, you only get 1 shot per turn, okay? So no cheating. If you happen to get it into number 1, you call that onesies. And then you go on to twosies and threesies, all the way up to ninesies or whatever you want. You can play to whatever you want. Yeah. Here's the trick. If you want, you can try and hit someone else's bottle cap. If you do, then you get to move ahead anyway. But you gotta be careful, because if your bottle cap ends up in the middle square with the skull in it, you gotta go back to the beginning. You're out of there. If you make it up to ninesies, or the final one you want, then you start working your way backwards again to the beginning. And the first person to cross the starting line, he or she wins! You know, I know some people that actually customize their bottle caps. This one dude, he weighed down his cap with lead weights and candle wax. You should have seen this baby go in the short shots. We're talking a genius here. But you don't have to be a genius to play Skolzy. Now, unless, of course, you're one of those kids that drinks juice out of a box. Juice out of a box? Get out of here.
Next up, check out this cool new game at a school near you.
Today we're going to play speedball. How the game is played, there's 2 teams.
The object of the game is to throw it into the end zones and have your teammate catch the ball. If he doesn't catch the ball, then they have to throw it back out to your teammate.
We will dribble with the ball. You may dribble a maximum of 3 times, either by regular dribbling or air dribble. So we can dribble the ball up to 3 times regular dribble or 3 air dribbles and travel with the ball. Then we must stop, and we have 2 options. Either throw into the end zone to one of our teammates or pass on the floor to one of our teammates. Okay, and how we score in this game is if my team is in this end zone and I'm trying to throw, I have to be
Behind the yellow cone into your team, and they have to catch it, and then you get a point. If they miss it, you don't get a point.
If I back up and I throw from behind the green cones across the middle of the floor and the ball is caught, it's worth 2 points. Same thing in the other direction. If I'm going this way and I throw the ball, it's caught, it's worth 2. And if I throw from this side of the yellow cones, it's worth 1. Okay? If I throw in the dead zone in here, it's not worth anything. I have to dribble back out to beyond the yellow, and then if it's caught, it'll be worth 1 point. Now, a couple different rules we have to make sure we understand. We play defense just like you would play in basketball. Okay, hands up.
My favorite part of the game is running and pushing and try to block the ball.
If we foul anyone, we'll blow the whistle and stop the game. It'll be the other team's ball right then and there. Okay? The ball's thrown off, hits off the wall, and is caught. It'll be worth 1 point no matter the distance. 5 people in the end zone in order to catch the ball for their team to score. Also, when you are in the end zone, you may come all the way up to where the flags are. So I can stand anywhere in this area. If the ball is caught, it's worth either 1 or 2 points.
The point of the game is to try to defend your goal back there and try to stop the ball being caught in that part of the end zone.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I think I'm a good sport because I share and cooperate, and I give balls to others when they haven't had a turn. And it's great being a good sport on kids' sports.
Next, Kids Sports takes a look at some of the cool stuff that happens outside of the game.
And no kidding, it's some pretty cool stuff.
And now here's Pep Talk with Coach Pep.
Hello, fellas. Today we're gonna talk teamwork. Now, teamwork is the winning equation in any sport. I don't care what they say, quite honestly. Now, teamwork equals confidence. Confidence equals success. Success equals winning. And winning equals 4 divided by the square root of 10 times like 16 million billion zillion, I think, something like that. And then sometimes I put a little tiny bit of ketchup and a little bit of salt on my hamburger. What the heck am I talking about? Oh yeah, teamwork. That's right, teamwork. Now, watch this. The T stands for togetherness. You can't do it alone, right? E, right here. E stands for effort. You must give 110% every single solitary game. Now, the other E stands for enthusiasm. You know, go team go and rah, 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 sis boom, bah, stuff like that.
But coach, team...
Yeah, kid, I'm talking about spelling out teamwork, okay? M, stands for mighty. Like me.
But coach, that's not right. Team is spelled...
Kid, I know teamwork. I've been teaching teamwork before there were reruns on Barney. I coach more teams to actually go on and win more games than they've actually played.
But coach, that's not right. Team is spelled with an A, not 2 E's.
So it is. So it is. So it is. But see, I knew that. I totally knew that. See, I was testing your responses. And R comes after the O, and I know that. And then, you know, it reminds me like of a baseball and a basketball. Because you could shoot it, and you hit it, and you throw it, and you...
Thomas, what are you doing?
I'm not gonna move until Kid Sports comes on again.
What about lunch?
I'm not moving.
What about dinner?
I'm not moving.
How about a chocolate fudge nut sundae?
I'm still not moving.
I heard somebody over there looking for a goalie.
Wow. Hey, I'm in.
What about the next Kid Sports?
I'll be there.
I'll see you there, too. Bye.